You're welcome. I'd love to hear your story about why you joined Europe. How did you hear about the program, and what was the process from wherever you were before to entering L&D?
Okay. All right. I started it with knowing this friend. His name's Nelson. He was class 14, and I heard about his success throughout his career here and his career afterwards. So he got an internship at Kaiser Permanente, and after his internship, he got a full-time position offer to work as an IT specialist at Kaiser Permanente. And I knew him throughout high school, so he didn't do well in high school, and he didn't pursue a college degree. And with that being said, him achieving a full-time position, a career, was something that was really enticing to me. And prior to joining Europe, I was working basically in the restaurant industry for about 4 years, and I was going to school without an overall objective of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to do with my degree. I knew I wanted to go to a four-year university and eventually just tap into different careers and see what I like and what I'm interested in. But things didn't really work out for me in terms of school. And at that time, about a year and a half ago, my mom was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome. And I feel like I have some responsibilities in why she has that. It's because she worked really hard for me and my sisters, and also for my grandparents. Both my parents are immigrants from China, and they came here without knowing the language, the native language, and all they knew was that they had to basically grind for the future offsprings and also my grandparents. They're huge inspirations and motivations to me because they're super hardworking, optimistic. They are loving and caring to me. And my father, he's very inspirational to me because he came to America and he wanted to learn English by going to junior college. But because he had to find a job and basically provide for his parents and my sisters, he wasn't able to go to college and learn English. But through his downtime, he bought himself a Chinese and English dictionary, which he learned English. So now he's able to. He's fluent in English, but he still has like a really big stutter or has a thick accent sometimes. But it's very conversational, and he's a huge inspiration to me because I can't even imagine dropping what I have right now, going to a different country, not knowing the native language or the social norms or anything like that. And it takes a lot of faith to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question again, for that answer again. Can you give us a little insight on why you want to work in tech?
All right. I have a huge passion for basketball, for sports actually, but specifically basketball because growing up, basketball was my first love. And just seeing how basketball has evolved in the past decade is really interesting to me because tech has to do with a lot of it, from different camera angles to big data statistics to how the body works. Technology has everything to do with that, and we're constantly submerged in technology. And growing up in San Francisco, technology has basically taken over the city, and I was on the other side of the spectrum thinking wow, for us natives we don't have any chance, but now that I'm somewhat submerged into tech, I understand their vision. And going back to sports and basketball, I was really enticed by how they have so much data now of how athletes basically how they perform and just the overall performance. They're able to track it and how they can improve on their overall professional careers. I think technology has to do a lot with that, and I really enjoy technology itself. Just iPhone to basically the internet. Like in the past decade, the internet has evolved so much. I remember like sitting online using dial-up for DSL, and now it's so fast. Like it used to be like 3 minutes to load a page. Now it's like within seconds, and basically a computer's just within our reach. It's in our pocket. So I would like to tap into the tech industry because of that, and also because there's so many unimaginable things that you could create through technology.
Thank you.
So I want you to think about your time in the learning and development phase. We are currently in week 14. So what was your biggest challenge or growth area during this time? And what did you do to overcome the challenge or convert on the growth area? And what specifically will you do to plan ahead and ensure you are set up for success on your internship in this area?
Okay. I think my biggest challenge was time management and learning how to balance my personal life, work life here, and also my second job aside from this. I'm still currently working at that job, and during the first module we had web development. I think that was really difficult for me because that was basically learning 2 different languages. It's no different from learning Spanish or Japanese without any knowledge of it. And throughout the first 3 weeks, I was working about anywhere from 55 to 60 hours per week, including Year Up and also my job at the restaurant. And I would only have about 3 hours of sleep because of finishing deliverables, finishing projects, basically using my time here to connect with my peers so that they can help me with my deliverables. That was the biggest challenge, just managing and juggling all these things going at once. But I stuck to it. There were many times where I hit a wall where I was doubting myself, thinking that I couldn't do it. But I knew that with faith and with the help from my peers, that they would help me out and things would be all right as long as I keep grinding. As long as I keep just grinding, like just knowing that it might be hard right now, but it'll be so fruitful when I finish.
So how are you going to use that information, that epiphany, that realization to plan for success on internship?
For internship, I plan to build fruitful relationships with both my manager and my colleagues there, and just having each other's backs. I feel like that's the greatest reinforcements that you can get. My colleagues, hopefully, I'll be able to build a good relationship with them where they'll guide me every step of the way if I'm not confident in myself. I'm just going to keep grinding and have faith in myself. That's how I'm going to tackle the situation in internship.
Great, thank you. Yining?
So I know that leading into this interview, you've been looking at a couple of sample job descriptions for possible internships. Can you tell us which job description you see yourself as a competitive candidate for, and tell us why you'd be a good fit for that role?
Okay. There were 2 roles that I put up for the Google doc, but I want to focus more on project coordination, project management, mainly because 5 years down the line, I want to be able to make a professional, build a professional brand for myself in either the business side of the tech industry, or so I want to be an entrepreneur. So with that being said, I think project management would definitely help set me up to have a successful career to be an entrepreneur, because it's more of, I wouldn't want to say the soft side of the soft side or the soft skills of the business, but I want to. I know my strengths, and one of my strengths is being able to relate and connect with people. And I'm really interested in coding, but I can't see myself being a quality assurance in that track because I can't see myself sit in front of a computer for like 8 hours a day because that becomes a lifestyle. And I'm sorry, what was the second part of the question?
What are some strengths that you think you would really bring to that project coordination role?
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm very adaptable and versatile in many different environments and situations. I am really competitive in a sense, not against others, but against myself. I think the biggest competition and competitor is yourself. And I'm constantly trying to compete against myself so that I can be a better version of myself. One of my favorite quotes is by Stephen Curry, and it goes something along the line of this. Just don't duplicate someone else's life and live it. Don't try to live someone else's life, replicating his life. Be the best version of yourself.
We can talk later about that.
Awesome.
So now we're going to go into a scenario-based question.
Okay.
Thanks again for your answer on that last question. You work on a desktop support team and are responsible for overseeing the company's electronics. Your boss tells you that they are having trouble keeping track of small electronics, iPads and chargers, etc., and wants you to build the system to fix it. What do you do?
First, I would label each and every device with either a barcode or something along the lines with numbers or coding, so that every time when someone signs out and takes the device with them, that there's a logout date and login date. And I would try to either take pictures of all the devices to see, to collect a big data of what devices that we have, and also make an Excel sheet to have like a sign-in, sign-out list, also to have each device that's labeled onto the Excel sheet.
So, Richard, if you were completing a technical project and you were a member of a group, let's say you had 4 other colleagues that you were working on a project with, what role would you play?
I would say I'm a pretty versatile individual where I could play any role, and just depending on each person's personality, I would tackle each situation differently. If it takes for me to be a facilitator and to hold the responsibility of keeping each and every one of my teammates to do their roles so that it'd be an effective project, I'll be the facilitator. And if it takes for me to be the one that presents the project, I'll be the one presenting the project. So I'm pretty versatile in the sense where I understand each and every person's personality and their roles. So I could fit a variety of different molds.
So, Yining, do you mind doing the